So ANC Veterans League Deputy President Mr. Mavuso Msimang joins us to give us reaction to the President's announcement. Mr. Msimang, a good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us. And what a time for certainly the ANC and for the country. I think just face value, your initial reaction after about 8 o'clock when we heard from the President last night.
Well, thanks very much for the invitation, Naomi. Am I right?
It's Naledi, yes, that's all right.
Yes, indeed. I want to say that the mood outside is quite angry, if that's the word to describe it. But looking at what the President has done, I cannot think of any other way in which this could have been better handled. This thing is being turned over to a professional who will do an investigation and will be assisted by other professionals and will look at things which we in the public don't see. They'll probe all those things. And I think the truth will come out of that. A lot of people believe that there have been too many commissions, and there are many of them. But we cannot sit back and do nothing simply because things in the past didn't happen properly. My wish is that this starts, it's got a very defined period of time, and that it's transparent, and that reports to the public, to the extent that they are permissible, should be given. But I see no other way of handling this thing than the one that's been chosen by the President.
Of course, the calls, Mr. Msimang, have been rather that the police minister, Mr. Senzo Mchunu, should rather have been fired. What do you say to that?
I think it would be premature. Those who want him fired, it's based on what Mkhwanazi has said. I would like to believe that, but it's wanting to believe and dealing with a tested position. I think it's good that he's away, won't interfere with police supervision. But honestly, that decision as to what happens to him if he's been implicated in these kinds of things will be made by the inquiry.
The incoming now police minister, Feroz Kachalia, the kind of contribution that you believe that he'll make, and if you perhaps are able to touch on his long-standing relationship with the African National Congress, even as an anti-apartheid activist, to just give us a picture of who the man is.
Well, I mean, he's really a tested legal person. He's been with Vets for a long time. I understand he's about to retire, which makes it quite attractive that he should be able to dedicate his time to the assignment that he's being given. I know him personally and really believe that he's the kind of person who will exercise the utmost give utmost attention to the task that he's being given. He is, I think, a veteran. I'm not sure. I think he's old enough to be that now. But whenever one engages in discussions with him, these days people talk about lekkies and all of those things. He's a very independent and very professional and very competent person.
I mean, we obviously will watch closely what he endeavors to do as he takes on that position. But I do want to start getting into this just so we maximize on our time here, Mr. Msimang, the sort of processes that we're expecting to see playing out within the African National Congress and being able to understand and get to the bottom of things, particularly with Mr. Senzo Mchunu. We know that there were reports today of him appearing before the Integrity Commission. Ideally, what the ANC needs to be doing and handling with Mr. Senzo Mchunu.
I think they are correct again. So nice to agree with what the ANC is doing. I've been at odds sometimes. It's good that they've called him, and their invitation for him to go to the Integrity Commission is for him to explain issues of integrity related to his alleged behavior. The investigation will be done independently, regardless of what the ANC's Integrity Commission does. That should not be interfered with, and it will not be interfered with, but he will have some questions to answer to the Integrity Commission, which will make its own determination about how to regard him internally as an ANC person. It's an internal process which should not in any way impinge on what's going on outside.
But surely there are questions, Mr. Msimang, as to the teeth of the Integrity Commission of the ANC. I go back to 3 years ago, just after we had the National Elective Conference in Nasrec and Soweto. That was the 55th. And I remember back then, the ANC Integrity Commission saying that it will start implementing the Zondo Commission by summoning. This is what the ANC had committed to 3 years ago, by summoning 97 ANC leaders and members implicated in acts of corruption, and those mentioned in the State Capture Commission. I raise that because recommendations can come out of a commission of inquiry, but what happens in the ANC and even within that Integrity Commission speaks volumes about whether or not the inquiry recommendations are taken seriously by the party. What do you say to that?
Well, you refer to the case of the 97 or so people who were called to the Zondo Commission. The Veterans League has been very vocal about the handling or mishandling of that matter. It had been the decision of the National Executive Committee that, just like in the case of Senzo Mchunu, that they should appear before the Integrity Commission and explain themselves and explain their behavior. They failed to do so, all but 5 of them. The expectation would have been that disciplinary action is taken for their failure to do this. This didn't happen. Long and short of it is that it didn't happen. There was a time when 2 of us volunteered to assist the Secretary General of the ANC to lay charges against these people. And that came to naught because we were not invited. We tried to find the SG, was very busy with other things. So that was a disappointment. There's no 2 ways about that. And to hear then that they've now been found acquitted or released on a technicality that it took more than 6 months for them to be charged is really one of the things that are causing so much problems for the ANC. It's just unthinkable that you end up with such a situation. The call had been made that the ANC should not waste a crisis and make use of the fact that an election is going to take place, that those people who have not had their names cleared, now step aside this or anything, should not be allowed to represent the organization in provincial and national elections. So the list of people who had appeared before Zondo and any other commission should not consist, the list of people of being presenting themselves for parliament should not have those kinds of people. Well, this announcement was no secret within the ANC. The Secretary General announced it publicly. And so when the names of these people appeared, it was a betrayal of a promise that had been made to the nation. But not only that, the people were on the list and some of them were given responsibilities as heads of portfolio committee. These are the kinds of things that present difficulties for the ANC.
I suppose we reflect on the other side of that process with the Integrity Commission for Mr. Senzo Mchunu, and we will catch up with you again. Dr. Msimang, thank you so much for your time. We really do appreciate it. Mavuso Msimang there speaking to us on the back of that address by the President last night.